Hey kids, Inverted Cow here. Welcome back to Space Engineers. Okay, I'm in a good mood. Let's try not to wreck it. Everything's working good. I have been doing a little bit of mining off camera here, and I have some of all the basic materials. Not ridiculous amounts, but enough to get me going. My ores are probably more full than my ingots, but I just did a trip over to the magnesium deposit. I suppose I could H signal switch to normal. The magnesium deposit over there. And I got chased back by some drones. I actually had to do was add some turrets to the back of the old mining ships. So at least now, if I'm being chased by drones, I can dissuade them. So yeah, there's little bits of drone wreckage still floating all over the place here around the base. Like that. I'll probably find more. It doesn't disappear. It just kind of sits there. Is that a hole in the asteroid? Is that what that is? It is. Oh, okay. But some of it has drifted off into the willies of space, so there's chunks of wrecked drone all over the place. This tube here is to eject stone or gravel, but I don't have a gravity generator to fire it into space towards the planet, so it just sits there. I've just finished fixing up the damage that they did. At least I'm pretty sure I got all the damage that they did to the they were actually attacking the rotors at one point there. But yeah, let's see. Since I can't do the auto miners the way I wanted to because of the way our good friends at Microsoft work, I'm going to just carry on doing what I got to do. Now, when I first started this season, my objective was to actually go to one or multiple planets and visit each planet, or visit a couple planets. I do want to do is somewhere out here is a moon. It looks, from this angle, it looks like an asteroid. In the same line as my magnesium silicon. That little thing that looks like an asteroid, that's actually a moon. So that's someplace I think I'd like to actually try to get to. Another thing is I will occasionally see these radar SOS signals pop up, and that to me is probably one of these events. What do they call it? Events. Random events that occur. So I'm thinking that I should start to do is work towards building a larger capital vessel, something that's actually combat worthy, craft that I can actually travel with. Which means instead of just simply being able to grab a remote drone and say, go from this base, go off to blah 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 and collect a load of whatever, I now have to manually do that. So that's just going to slow me down a little bit there. Somewhere in one of these crates I have ore. There we go, iron. You can have these. I'll take a load of them. Perfect. Now I want to build this. I want to build it where it's not going to get in the way of the solar array. Could build it in here, but I think I'm going to build it bigger than this chamber is. Things that we have to think about. We'll just go down a little bit. That should be good. Hi, fuzzy one. You had to jump on me now. Okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to start by switching off to number 5, I believe, which is our emptiest one. And we're going to bring up our G menu. These are the new downloadable content. Some of the new blocks that were added. The industrial cockpit, consoles, toilets, lockers, armories, couches, plants, kitchen, desk. I mean, these are just purely decorative. You don't cook food, you don't grow food, so these are purely decorative. I mean, you don't need to use a toilet, grow food, and cook your food, use the toilet, and sleep, because I believe there's a bed in here as well. Like, these things are not functional per se. They are decorative, and they are all part of the downloadable content, which I believe for me is about 20 bucks. I'm not going to buy it, just because I don't really like. It's not that I don't want to support space engineers and their continued growth, but it's money I don't have, and I'm not going to throw away on this game right now. So what we're going to do is we're going to grab ourselves a bunch of heavy slopes. We're going to grab the heavy armor block and the heavy armor slope corner, and maybe we'll grab the heavy armor rounds as well. And I need the other corner. So I'll take this one, and this one. We'll put them back in order. This and this and that. There we go. So I have no idea what I'm going to build or how or anything like that, but yeah, well, that's the fun of building. Okay, what color are we going to make it? How about a nice greenish blue? Do you see a pattern in me? Yeah. I could go with reds. Go into the red spectrums. That might be fun. Dark orange going there. Yeah, we'll go with that. That's a good color. I like that color. Really, I do. No, I don't. But hey, whatever. Okay. So first off, let's just start with some blocks. Whoops. I think I just put a block in the middle of space that goes nowhere. Yeah, I did. Okay, you guys all attached to each other. My energy is low. Again, my energy has no energy. I have no idea where my base is. There we go. Yeah, I'm not sure why I'm getting this respawn ship message again, but you know, space engineers, it works. Let's change it. There it is. So I'm going to start. I'm just going to build for a bit here, but it's going to basically, it's just going to be a large armored plate. I'm going to start with. Not even that large, it's only 5 blocks wide by 5 blocks long. Right? 6 blocks long. Yeah. We'll make it 5 by 7, I guess. Okay. I don't have any cockpit blocks on me here. Probably need interior plates for these. I'm just going to go grab myself some blocks so I can find out where the... Anybody remember where our base is? Oh. There's another piece of debris. Drone debris. I'll take those. All right. So the function of this craft is going to be fairly simple. Its only real design is to I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to make it so that I can fight or deal with fighting some of these drones and some of these space piratey things. So it's going to basically need a bridge, which is this, what this is going to be. I might change the shapes and alter it a little bit, give it some texture, maybe even some additional color. But for now, it's just the bridge is going to be just basically a armored command block. And yes, these are all the heavy armored block. They take a lot more damage than just a regular thing. So that should do for bridge space. Now, of course, I'm going to put all my controls, consoles, and all that other jazz in there. I'll put light armored blocks on the internal passage. Now, I'm not sure what I'm going to add to this, but it'll probably be like, you know, I might actually do some shaping and texturing and stuff on the outside, kind of give it some definition. It will require weapons systems on it. So we're going to go to number 5 and we're going to bring this up. Now I'm going to put in some rockets. The Gatling turret or guns they're okay, but as weapons systems go, are you serious? Cute. A standard load of rockets is required to basically impact whatever it is you're aiming for. Now, if I remember these rockets correctly, there is a cargo connector on the back, which one on another side. I'm not too interested on the sides. I'll just connect everything off the back with some cargo connectors, which I believe is number 6. Should be good that way. Now, of course, the drawback is I've got this really nice big block that I've got working on here, and I'll need to be able to weld it. So what I'm going to do real quick here is right on the front of this, I'm going to jump back into button space 1. G, and we'll get rid of these two. I'll get rid of that for now. Block tools, grab the welders. Rotate sideways, please. Thank you. Go one up and one down. Always turns in the wrong frickin' direction. There we go. Rotate that way. Now I ground off the dock that I had on the side here, but I'm going to snap a new one back on because I want to be able to actually dock this up and just load and then go. So give me some. Those give me some of these and some of these. Just come off the side of this assembler here. Energy low. 2 straight tubes and a connector. Here's the problem, of course, if I transfer anything into these cargo containers, it will immediately just pull it back out and throw it away, and I don't want to have that happening. So what I need to do is go to Control Panel. Now what we'll do is we'll just change this and add the word exclamation point SPECIAL, and then hit custom data. Now this lets me order positive number, stores wanted amounts, removes excesses. Okay, so now I can just store a load of supplies. Now I know I'm building using metal grid, so I can say store 150 of the metal grid. I know I'm building using interior plates, so we say 1,000 of those, 1,000 plates. Where's the other plates? Construction components, never have too many of those, so we'll say 750 of them. Okay, that should now try to load these special cargo containers with whatever it can of these resources. If I want to put more in, I probably can, but it might just pop it out. So I'd have to play with it a little bit until I get to the point where I got it loading a good supply of everything that I need, no matter what. Not overly worried. And then I could manually load stuff as well if I need to for some of the additional constructing. I just simply disconnect. This is one of the issues with inventory managers that automatically move stuff is sometimes it will load and then it'll just say, oh well, you can't have any more of this stuff, even though you're trying to. There's a minor inconvenience, but hey, no problem, I can deal with that. Manually load your ship. We'll just kind of drift away just slightly. While we're at it, let's take a toot on the old oxygen. Just stand between the two things. Player. Hide empty. Alright. Grab as many of those as I can, these as I can. Not really building much with those, but I'll take steel plate. And then we'll just start packing these into. Okay, we've stuffed up the ship as much as we really want to try to. I think I'm probably at the point where it's going to be too heavy to maneuver if I put too much more on. So what we'll do here is we'll just kind of line ourselves up on the thing that we're building. And remember, this is a large ship. Normally I do this with a small ship. I don't even do one that I have a fighter cockpit on. I just have like a little remote control ship, which is basically a couple of cargo boxes and some welders on it. But for now, I'm just going to use this. So we'll just fly in here, just get a little close. I'll start unloading these things any second now. Button number 9 turns on the welders. You don't want to move fast because you don't want to bump it too many times. Okay, let's see if we can slide that into this waves. It's only 3 blocks at deep. Should be getting close. There we go. Now we're lightening up. We can just sneak in a little bit deeper here. Okay. So one of the things that they had fixed previously, it originally worked this way before and then they changed it. Welders and whatnot have an area of effect, and what they had done, which as far as I was concerned was a really fairly not intelligent move, is they made welders so that you had to be almost point contact with it, which basically made the welders fairly ineffective. They should weld anything that comes within a range around them, as you saw there with the things on the side. I mean, they're not perfect. This method of building isn't the safest because until I secure this as station, until I jump in a cockpit there and turn this into a station, it's going to be a ship, which means that if I bump it, it'll fly away. Imagine if I make it a station, if I bump it hard enough too, it'll fly away as well. So that's something else to keep in mind. But you build a little bit, and then you weld a little bit. Come on. There you go. And the welders will draw whatever resource out of whatever box, which kind of makes it easy. You don't have to be perfect and have all your counts and stuff on. Which is really helpful as you get later on and you start building. Whoops, oh, we bumped it. Now, there we go. That's done for. It's going for a float now. I've done this with ships I'm building inside asteroids, and the next thing you know, things flying out in space and smashing into walls. A lot of folks will do is they will build craft from blueprints, and I'll do that too sometimes. Come on. You telling me you're... I think it's literally out of steel plate. Yeah. It's basically welding whatever steel plates the assemblers build right now. Means my weight is probably down substantially. All right. Well. Let's see if we can do any more. Try to bump it here without bumping it. I'm just going to try and stop it from moving. Just want it to drift into the ship and stop. So the ship is not moving. Well, my ship isn't moving, but the object that I'm welding is. So hopefully that'll fix that. And we'll turn off the welders. Check our inventory here real quick. And probably completely out of steel plates, except for what my assemblers are making. 2,000 of them. Okay, so real quick here, we'll just depressurize this.
Meteor storm inbound.
You have to do that now. Yeah, okay, so we're missing a little bit of metal grid on these hardened steel plates or heavy armor blocks. So that's not a big deal. We'll fix those up. Come over and I'll put on another layer of them. These all did up completely. I think some of these took a little bit of stuff. Yeah, they took some stuff, but that was all we had in it. We'll have to make sure we order more metal grids. Okay, and more steel plate. I'm guessing this guy is completely out of everything. Yes. Okay. So there we have it. That's us getting started on building a capital vessel to start dealing with some of these pirate issues in the area. This one's going to be basically more of just go and shoot these little drones, and probably going to rig it up to salvage some of the drone debris, which means it's going to have a gravity generator and some who's it's on it to suck stuff up, and some grinders. Just to pick up debris as I go around. I'll probably throw a couple of turreted Gatlings on here just to shoot down any drones that are too close. And yeah, I'll continue plunking away on building this thing and see what I can come up with. And next episode we'll see if we can get this thing to a point where we start putting controls and engines and all that other fun jazz in here, and maybe we'll start actually trying to make it look like something more than just a box with a cockpit. So thanks all for watching, kids. I'll see you in the next episode, and good night for now.